In 2012, two families left the city along with the conveniences of modern American living. Today, our family has decided to live in the mountains of the American Ozarks to build for themselves a more sustainable and fulfilling lifestyle.
We are an American Homestead!
This week on American Homestead, it's that time again where we are getting ready for the county fair and entering our submissions. Plus, our propane line springs a leak and we have to replace it. Thanks for watching, and be sure to visit us online at anamericanhomestead.com.
Welcome to the homestead. We've had some really delicious melons in the garden this summer, and I want to make sure that I save the seeds so that we can plant them next year. This is some kind of a honeydew, and I'm not really sure the variety. I think we got the seeds for free from Baker's Creek. It just came with our order as a free seed packet. But there's some kind of variety of honeydew, but they're really sweet, and everyone in the family loves them. So I'm cutting this one open, and I'm just pulling out the seeds here. You know, what is so great about melons is that we can have fruit when our fruit trees are not producing. So we can plant melon and actually enjoy some fruit during the summer. Seed saving is pretty easy. You just got to take the time to do it. And I'm guilty of not always doing it, although I'm really trying to remember to do it more and more. When I cut open a pepper, pull out the seeds, the melon today, just different things. I want to make sure that we have the seeds we need when it comes around next year. So I'm making sure I'm more organized. Saving more seeds this year is really important.
So we're in the house, we're going to see what we're doing for the weekend. It's Friday morning, and we have some guests coming over for the weekend, and Jaimie's busy in the kitchen getting ready for some food prep, and right now we're finishing some schoolwork. Caleb is, what are you practicing, Caleb?
Caleb is doing preschool now. He will be 4 in the fall, and he's ready to do preschool. He wants to do school just like Big Brother.
Yeah, so he's got a workbook there that he's working on. And learning his alphabet. Joshua's over here. What are you learning how to do?
I'm learning to type so I can type code for Arduino.
Yeah, so he's learning how to type. He has a typing program that we have on a laptop here for him, and you're just learning, I guess, all the positions of your fingers on the keyboard, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, and over here he's got all of his Arduino stuff. His Arduino boards and things like that he programs with C#. And I believe he's working on a project here. What project is that?
That is called bar graph. It's a bar of lights.
Okay.
And I'm learning how to type so I can type the code for it to make it work.
Yeah, so he's learning how to type better, more efficiently, rather than just pecking at the keyboard. And so we're starting him on some typing programs. And that's his Arduino setup that we're doing. We're going to be doing an unboxing from Creation Crate at some point on our channel. So if you have homeschool kids, stay tuned. We're going to be doing an unboxing of that when we start getting those projects, and maybe even doing some videos that your kids can follow along with Joshua and doing his Arduino. So check that out at some point. Very cool program for kids. Kids can do all kinds of amazing things with this setup and the Creation Crate company. So we're going to do all that on video. So anyway, that's what we're doing today in the kitchen. We got the kids doing some homeschool stuff, and then also we're gonna be doing some food prep. So getting ready for the weekend. Over here we have some items that Jaimie has picked out to enter into the county fair. These are potatoes. These are peaches, canned peaches. These are dill pickles. We have some blackberry jam. We have some peach jam. We have some pasta sauce. These are steamed tomatoes, and then we have some hot salsa. These are all things we're going to be entering into the fair, and so we got some other things, but these are, we'll do a more in-depth showing of what we're going to be doing here. It's just this coming Sunday, so to enter all of our items. So we'll show you that in a little bit. On our porch here, you can take a look at the sorghum growing out there. It's really coming up. We've had so much rain over July and August that's totally abnormal, and so I was really worried that we weren't going to be able to get our sorghum to catch up with its proper growing schedule. But because of the rain we've had in July and August, it's doing fabulous. And so really looking forward to, and it's really thick cane. So I think we're going to be able to get a lot of sorghum sugar syrup out of this. And you can see the sheep out there. The sheep are doing well. There's a donkey out there as well, you can see. And there's another baby donkey. The baby donkey is over here. These are miniatures. And if you can see that over there. But the sheep are doing good. The sorghum's doing good. And there's even a guinea. Let's see, right over there. She's out there on patrol doing her tick cleanup. Our homestead is almost tick and chigger free because of those little guys right there. And we have a lot of guineas that we've hatched out this year, and they're busy doing their job. Their job is one job and one job only, and that's to get rid of ticks and chiggers on the homestead, and they do a great job at it. Okay, Jaimie wants me to come out today and pick some basil in the garden. The garden is really overgrowing with all kinds of stuff, but we're just harvesting whatever we can. And right here is our popolo patch. Our popolo is, I mean, it's at least, I mean, my height almost as tall as me, if not just a little bit taller, that one back there. But this, before the fall starts, this will be way over my head. And so our popolo is growing just fantastic. You know, the achicha over there is just going nuts over the arbor. Jaimie needs basil. So the basil is planted on either side of the popolo, over here and over here. So I'm just going to harvest a bunch of this. She's going to be making some basil chicken tonight. So we're just going to fill up this bowl with a bunch of it. She says she wants a lot. So I'm just going to go in here and pick all this. And these here are the seed pods, and we'll be harvesting these seed pods and saving the seed for next year. So the seeds are actually in here, and they're not ready to be harvested yet. They'll kind of dry out and turn brown, but that's where the seed is at. And you take those and you crumple them in your fingers, and that is where the seed comes out of, and that's where you save it from. But we'll just go through here, just pick a whole bunch of this stuff. I love basil. This is probably Jaimie's favorite herb, is the basil. Her second favorite herb has quickly become this right here, the popolo. But basil is absolutely one of her favorites. And I do admit it does really bring some amazing flavor to the kitchen. One of my good friends, Paul Neeson, you can find his channel. It's called The Health Watchman on YouTube. Really great guy. He introduced me to a new dish. I was visiting San Diego not too long ago, and in San Diego he was making this zucchini with a spirulli machine. It's a handheld machine that turns zucchini into spaghetti. And it's raw. You eat it raw. And I don't like it cooked. I think it tastes better raw. And he was chopping up basil and putting some olive oil and the basil into the zucchini spaghetti and just mixing that up and tossing it, and it was just absolutely delicious. And so we've gotten to make a bunch of that since I came back from San Diego, and I ordered one of his spirulli machines. He sells those things on his website. I think you can just find, I'm not sure what his website, he's got a bunch of websites, but you'll find the one, if you go to the Health Watchman on YouTube, you'll find Paul Neeson, and you'll be able to locate that. And great channel to subscribe to. He's got all kinds of great food and ideas on raw foods and veggies. He's my favorite vegetarian, even though I'm not a vegetarian, but he's a great guy. All right, there we go. I think that's a good amount of basil right there. And I'll take that in and see if that meets with Jaimie's approval, and then if not, I'll be back. I'm also going to come in here and harvest one of these tomatoes. There we go. It's a nice tomato. And I'll put that in the bowl there. We'll take that back. So today's the big day for the county fair, and what I'm going to do is go out to the sorghum. I'm going to collect 3 samples and hack a few down, and we're going to submit that as into one of the categories for the county fair. We got a bunch of stuff we're putting in the county fair this year, just different things every year. Just some samples we have laying around, some things from the garden, some of Jaimie's canned goods that she's saved. And so we're just gonna pick various things that we have and put it in the fair. And so I want to do the sorghum because the sorghum is growing. We've had so much rain that it's just really caught up. It's really shot up, and I think there's some really nice specimens in there. So here's the sorghum as it is now. It's really tall. It's definitely not thick. It's kind of sparse. There's lots of space in between each stalk. And there's a lot of ground cover here that you can see. But it definitely is growing. So I'm going to pick a few stalks out of here and then cut them down and bring them in. So there we go. There's 3 sorghum cane. They're looking pretty good. We're going to submit these to the fair. Hey guys, so we're on our way to the fair. We've got our car loaded down with all kinds of stuff. There's Jaimie, and she's got some of her canned goods and a couple pieces of sorghum. One of the other sorghums is back there with Joshua, and he's got some of his stuff and some other things. And so we're on our way to the fair. We're going to go drop off our stuff, sign in, and fill out all of the cards we have to fill out, you know, the paperwork and things like that. It's in there, it's in the box. And then we're gonna be on our way back home. But it's kind of a rainy afternoon, and we're making our way to the fair. So see you when we get there. Pizza Hut. So we got everything entered in to the fair, and my tomatoes got crushed by the pumpkin that we brought on the way here, so I couldn't put my tomatoes into the submission. So, you know, whatever. We got a lot of other good things in there. Jaimie's got some excellent canned goods in there. And Tim and Joanne were up here earlier putting in Joanne's pillows that she made that you may have seen in a previous episode. And so we'll see. I'm sure those are going to win a ribbon. And so we'll see what happens. But we're all done. You'll have to tune in next week to see how we did and what ribbons we come away with this year for the county fair. All right.
last night we went over to some friend's house, a neighbor's house, and came home, and Tim and Joanne had stayed here, and when I walked into the house, there was a note on the kitchen counter that said gas is off, or gas leak, gas is off. And I was like, okay, and woke up this morning and went to go prepare my cup of coffee, and there's nothing to use the stove. There's no propane. We have a propane tank out in the backyard, and that propane tank has now been turned off because Tim walked out last night after we had left to go to our neighbors, and there was a gurgling sound where the gas line runs to the house from that propane tank. And so he shut the gas off and then put that note on there, and now it's morning time, and I'm like, how am I going to get my coffee? And we have lots of alternative means for making coffee, or getting heat if we have to. Propane tank, little propane canisters, or little camping gadgets that we use. And so that's how I made my coffee this morning. I got to have my 1 cup a day. I mean, it's 1 cup. 1 cup a day. Jaimie has her 1 cup a day, but it gets us going. Everyone else is still sleeping right now. But it drives home the point. What do you do if your utilities are taken away from you? Things happen. What if there's a guy who's on his way here now from the gas company? He's actually a subscriber of our channel. I talked to him on the phone about an hour ago, and he's going to come out here and help us fix the line. But what do you do if that guy's not available? What do you do if your utilities go away? And we have lots of options around here to cook with, outdoor kitchens, outdoor cooking areas, indoor things, it's alternative after alternative. And there's an article on our website, and it lists all the different ways that we cook on the homestead, all the off-grid ways that we cook on the homestead. And I think you'll find the article very interesting. So I'm going to post it above, and then I'll put it in the description below of this video, and so you guys can go read that. I think if you take that article and share it on Facebook, Twitter, wherever social media hangout that you like the most, I think your friends and family will find it very interesting. And it just begs the question: what do you do if your utilities, the thing that provides normalcy in your life, is taken away from you? You gotta adapt and overcome, but you gotta have ways to adapt. And today it was quick, easy. I just whipped out the butane, camp burner and plugged it in, to the little propane tank that it comes with, and we have coffee. But if I didn't have that, I could just go out to the outdoor kitchen and start a fire out there. There's wood stacked up out there. There's fire materials out there, and we could have our coffee and we could have our breakfast. But it's just, you got to have alternatives, and you got to think that, what if this is taken away? How would my family adapt and overcome? So the gas guy just came out here, and he took a look at the situation and hooked up a gauge to our tank, and he said, yep, you absolutely got a leak, and for sure there's probably a split in the line. Now the line is not very long. It's only 20 feet basically from here to the house. And so I'm just going to go ahead and dig it up. He said it'd probably be an extra $200, $250 if they were to bring a small backhoe out here and dig this up. So I said, man, 20 feet, I can have this done in a few hours. I will dig this thing out. It's only 16 inches deep, and it'll save $250. So he actually subscribes to our channel. So I told him, I said, we're a do-it-yourself type homestead, so I will dig this out. Tim is gone for the day. I'm going to go ahead and just get this done, knock it out. And it's 20 feet, 16 inches. I think we can do this. And then we'll rip the old line out, and then we'll sleeve it with PVC sleeve around the new copper line that he's going to bring back probably tomorrow or the day after, and we'll get this thing up and running. But in the meantime, it's not a big deal. We got plenty of ways to cook, around the homestead, and that's not going to be a problem. We'll just do that, and it's not going to be a big deal for us to be without propane for just a couple of days. And like I said, this is one of those things. If this was to go away forever, what would you do? And but it's going to be an easy fix.
I'll take some tape and wrap that up real good to keep any debris or whatever from getting in there. Then we'll go ahead and close the top. And we're good to go there. Well, there you go. We've got it out of the ground, and the next step is to go ahead and get some new copper pipe in, this time with the PVC pipe around it to protect it. We'll go ahead and save the copper piping because one day, hopefully, precious metal prices will go back up, or they should be. And so we'll save that for a rainy day. But you'll have to tune in next episode to see the conclusion of this. We'll get it all back in the ground. We'll walk you through that. And then we'll also show you how we did at the county fair and what ribbons, hopefully lots of blue ribbons that we brought home this year. So you got to make sure you come back, tune in, and subscribe if you haven't already. Share us on your favorite social media websites like Facebook and Twitter. We really appreciate you guys when you share our videos. All right, guys, we'll see you next time on American Homestead.
Okay, over on this side we have our blue slate turkeys. Those are our starters, the one hen and then the 3 that she hatched out.
So those are the ones that we hatched that,
Yeah, those are the blue slate.
those eggs were laid on the homestead
Mhm.
and they were hatched.
Yeah, they were laid on the homestead. And over here we have our Narragansett turkeys that we purchased. There's about twice as many more that are inside the house.
Why does that one have feathers on it? It's
And
like,
the one here is a Faverolli chicken, if I pronounced that correct. Here they come.
okay.
So these are the ones we purchased. Narragansett turkeys and then the Faverolli chickens that I keep with the turkeys to help them get immune to any diseases that chickens might carry, that the turkeys might pick up from the chickens.
So chickens and turkeys, next episode. Stay tuned.